Show. So, Coach, on our Orange Nation television show earlier this week, we sat down with Robert Wright, and he's got this awesome mustache going, and he said he's superstitious, and he's going to keep it for a while here. And my co-host, one Paulie Sibilia, has got a similar thing going. He's not going to shave until you guys lose. You want to tell him about it, Paul?
Yeah, I'm growing it, and hopefully January 1st comes around, I got a huge mustache on my face for you, Coach. So I'm just anything for ratings. I'm growing a big fat mustache for you.
That's on you. Don't put that mustache on me. Don't try to put that on me. I told him when he got it, I said, it looks bad, buddy. Cut that off. Like, I told Rob right there. And then a couple of players got it. A lot of guys got it. And then they told me to get it. And I said, yeah, I got you. I'm going to do it. I never did it.
I'm not going to say his name, but a Hall of Fame basketball coach walked up to me on Friday night and told me to get that thing off your face. It may not have been that pleasant how he said it either.
That's good advice. It's good advice. All right, Coach, are you superstitious at all?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Just do it. Yeah, I guess so, because I like to follow a routine. So if that routine isn't followed, you feel like it's off. So probably so.
Yeah, everybody's got
to have something
they like to do. Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, take us through the bye week if you could before we look ahead to Stanford. You know, an earlier bye week than normal after just 2 games. As a coaching staff, how did you handle that bye week with the players?
We came in, we left Monday, we met, we had different things. We had practice. We practiced Tuesday full, Wednesday full. Thursday we had off. It was like some different things. We had a bunch of community service, different things, and then Friday was like a full day off recovery, and then Saturday we had to come in and lift and get ready. You know, Saturday was like Sunday. You know what I mean? Sunday's like Monday. So it was just a bunch of things. We went out to recruit Friday, coaches did and all like that. But we were in the office just trying to get better, you know, trying to make sure the guys, and they really competed their butts off for it. But bye week, we had a lot of fun. It was a fun week.
Coach, I want to ask you about managing success and managing expectations, and it's well documented that you came here from Georgia where the expectation is, win every week, win national championships. And, if we're being honest, that hasn't been necessarily the expectation, here at Syracuse. You're off to this great start, 2-0. There are a lot of guys on this team that, this is different for them, right? How do you, I guess, I'm curious how you go about managing those expectations, managing success, keeping guys grounded so they don't get too far ahead of themselves. Did you have to do any of that this past week?
No, we just really still did the same piece. We focused on the same things, just locked in on a day, and just being able to dominate each day. I mean, a lot of times, you got all the, what I don't do is try to act like it isn't there. So, guys are talking about, oh, yeah, we're going to be ranked there, you're going to do this. Are we ranked number 1? No. So don't freaking talk about it. Are you number 1? No. Okay. If you were in the top 25, are you happy that you're 23? And then that makes them think, nah. All right, so why are you talking about that? What are we talking about? You don't coach the game of football or play football to be 25th in the world or 27th or 32nd and then be super excited about, guys, we are 33rd in the world. Who does that, So we just focused on the day, and are you winning that day? Just not dominate the day. Where's your faith locked? Are you locked in on your faith? Are you doing all the things that are going to set you up to have an opportunity to win when it's time to play again? And if you're not, then you being a sucker. And we can't have a lot of suckers around us. We just don't want that.
I'm sure that you've been asked a lot about Kyle McCord the last couple of weeks, especially given the way that he started this season, the stats that he's putting up. I've never played football before. I've never been a quarterback. Can you, I guess, put into words how difficult it is to come into a new situation, to learn a new offense, and maybe how impressive it is that he's made this transition seem, so seamless coming here to Syracuse?
Well, I think he's put the time in as a coach. And let's not forget that he's been a winner his entire life. He was at Ohio State, where Ryan Day is a good quarterback coach. So he's got to watch some guys at Ohio State before him go get drafted in the first round and do different things of that nature. So him coming over here with us, I mean, he studies like a coach. He's in the building all day long. You know, he's just class here, class here. He's leaving every night late. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just happy for him. And I'm hoping that he can have continued success, because his success, we all have success. So,
You know, Coach, you've got Kyle McCord. How do you handle the other quarterbacks on the team? What is the quarterback room like for Syracuse? And, you know, and how do you keep those guys ready, even though they know they're behind a guy like Kyle McCord?
Any play, he one play away. And they competed for the second string spot, which we went, handled that. Guys are competing for the third string spot. You know, you got a freshman that's on the scout team with us every day, going as hard as he possibly can against the first group, because he understands and knows that he could be next. You know, this is a next man mentality organization. This isn't, oh, Kyle's this. Like, yeah, Kyle's the quarterback. He's the leader of our football team, and we're thankful for that. But they think I'm next. You know, that's a good thing to watch and say, wow, I could be next. So are you going to be able to fill those shoes when the time comes, you know? And you got to make sure you're on point and you're working consistently.
On Monday, Coach, you mentioned at your press conference that you're nowhere near where you want to be. There's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of areas you can improve. Can you touch on for us some of those areas maybe that you're looking to improve upon as you head into Stanford and beyond?
I think we could improve in all three phases of the game. You know, special teams being one that everybody's talking about. Of course, we can improve in special teams. We have to improve in special teams, because special teams will allow us to win a game this year, or two or three, hopefully. On defense, we can improve. You know, we can improve when it comes to covering in the secondary. We can improve tackling still, get better at that, pursuing the football. And on the offensive side of the ball, we can just continue to capitalize. You know, a lot you don't want to have is we got to start to do a better job on first and second down sometimes too. I think we're really good on third down, but want to do well on first and second, not to have so many third downs. So there's a lot of things that we can capitalize on. I don't want to say too many of them just in case they didn't pay attention to it. And then we choke up ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you some, so I'm not like BSing you, but in the same sense, I don't want, if I tell you all my secrets, then they're not secrets no more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a very good point.
We've heard other coaches say that you make your best improvement from week 1 to week 2 in college football. Do you agree with that? And when do you think you'll know when this team's clicking on all cylinders?
I just think it continues to go, and as coaches, you got to continue to coach them. I think you can make improvements through every game. You know, you make improvements throughout the game. You know, to me, the hay's never in the barn. You know what I mean? They always say that, the hay's in the barn. Like, no, it's not. Needles in the haystack, whatever they say. Like, no, it's not. Like, we're going to do this throughout the entire game. Like, every rep, every play throughout the game, we can continue to get better. So, like, I'm hoping that that's at the end of the year, when you can say, okay, these guys are really hitting it. I just want us to continue to get better, because you can always get better at stuff. You know, I could get better as a coach of how to manage the entire week to make sure that I'm putting us in a position. So when the end of the year comes, our guys still feel and can move the way they should move, you know, and they're not all sluggish and everybody's down. And it's like, why? Well, they've been beat down. They've been doing too much. They've been doing too much of this. So just being able to use the entire staff, I know I can improve on that. I can improve on, we got all these scientific methods now and all this stuff that you can do to take care of the body. It's so much that we're going to be able to improve on off the field. That should help us be able to improve on the field. And that should be for each player. You know, each player has a ceiling, and each player has a potential level that they need to reach this season. You know, and we have to be able to push them to do that. You know, I told you guys a long time ago, the origin definition of coach is a horse-drawn buggy that takes important people from where they are to where they want to be. These players are still these important people that are trying to get to a certain spot, and I happen to be the coach, so we got a job to do.
And on Friday, you're trying to get to 2-0 in conference play. It would be just the second time this program has been 2-0 since joining the ACC more than a decade ago. You got to get by a Stanford team that is off to a 1-1 start. They've struggled in recent years, showing some signs of improvement. What stands out to you about this Stanford team as you get set to play them on Friday?
I think they got a real good head football coach. I think Coach Taylor is tough. He's a football guy, so he does a good job. I like the quarterback. I think Ashton Daniels is really good. I think they got two pretty good young running backs. Well, Cedric, I'm not sure if he's still young. I just remember recruiting him in high school. But Cedric Irvin and Michael Ford's good. Tight end Sam could play, and then they got a host of receivers. Alex a good football player, but you got Tiger. It's a bunch of kids on that team that can play, and I like the kid Ruben. I keep saying that all the time. Something about him he can play. And then defensively, they're just a good defense. They got two good linebackers in Sinclair and Bernadelle. I think that's how you say it. I don't want to disrespect your name, youngin, but number 0. Bernadelle's a good football player, leads that team in tackle. And then I like the secondary. I like both corners, right? And then Manley, they both can play. I think Manley's more the cover guy. Wright's a scrappy football player, so he's good. And, they got a good team. Coach D'Onofrio, I know who he is. I know Paul Williams, so I got to watch them growing up and seeing them play. D'Onof was a great linebacker at Penn State. Got a chance to be drafted like first and second round and from up this way. So I know those guys. So they got a good staff. They got a good staff and a good team, and we got our hands full. They come here to play us. We got our hands full.
Yeah, they're actually coming here today, from what we understand, coming here a day early to get adjusted to the scenery and the time zone and so on and so forth. It'll be
you know what? Let me tell you one thing I never understood about the time zone adjustment. When you come in here, I guess the sleep part, because I'm like, well, 7:30 is like 4:30 for y'all, so like, it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That part
right, you would think it would matter. It matters more the other way, right?
Yeah, so it's like, we going there.
West,
if I'm going there and we playing them 7:30, then I'm like, dang,
right. That's 10:30. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They might be sleep. But that part, I'm excited they're coming over, though. They get a chance to experience New York, experience Syracuse. That'd be a good deal, man. Just getting them around and getting them to see. Hopefully they go and get some of that dinosaur barbecue or something of that nature. Go get something. Hang out, but yeah.
Yeah, Coach Taylor was talking about that he's going to get some dinosaur barbecue.
Hey, sure, man. Tell him make sure you get the beans, man. Beans are good.
Yep. No doubt. Coach, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck on Friday. We look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Appreciate it. Y'all be safe, all right?